it receives from that binding is not really what it appears to be. And I'm going to give you an easy example of that, a very simple example of that, and then take it up a notch and do a more complex example. Other limitations that it has, to get even funkier, sometimes we may need to change the properties of one of the controls based on a condition. You know, it's easy to just say this property equals this, but what if this property should equal this when the following condition, you know, when the moon is out and when it's Tuesday at 5 o'clock, otherwise it's going to be equal to something else. Well, we can do all of this in XAML without resorting to code, but we would need to extend it. It doesn't have these kind of weird capabilities out of the box. Like I said, we don't want to resort to using code behind events if we can avoid it. We want to try to keep everything in the XAML itself or driven by the view model, and that's not always possible with the out-of-the-box capabilities. Another thing that we may need to do is actually peek into the visual tree itself, set something in a XAML property, and cause that something to have an effect either higher or lower in the visual tree relative to that element. And it's nice to be able to do this in the XAML. So these are the kind of limitations that we're going to try to overcome. And these are pretty significant limitations, but in one way or another, overcoming these limitations that I just spoke of will let you do just about anything you need in WPF, Silverlight, or Metro. And this is what really differs this technology from the days of Windows Forms. Windows Forms, you needed to really jump through hoops to get certain things done. It was a great technology, but it had a lot of limitations, and it also didn't promote the best practices in the world. With WPF, when that came out, I was actually able to say there really isn't anything that I can't do with this technology. Sometimes it's a little more difficult than other times,